You won't believe what my sister did to me. She stole my wedding venue, blamed me for being dramatic, and thought she got away with it. But what she didn't know was that I had screenshots of everything. And I was invited to her wedding. This is how I got the sweetest revenge of my life. So, for context, my sister Emma and I have never had the best relationship. She's always been the golden child, the one who could do no wrong in my parents' eyes. I'm 2 years older, but somehow she was always the favorite. When I got engaged to my fiancé Jake, I was over the moon. We'd been together for 5 years, and I immediately started planning our dream wedding. We found this perfect venue, a beautiful garden estate just outside the city. It was expensive, but Jake and I had been saving for years. I put down the deposit, signed the contract, and posted about it in our family group chat. Everyone was excited, especially Emma. 2 months later, Emma announced she was engaged. Her boyfriend of 8 months proposed, and suddenly she was planning a wedding too. At first, I was happy for her. I even offered to share some of my vendor contacts. That's when things got weird. She started asking very specific questions about my venue. What was the capacity? What were the exact dates available? How much was the deposit? I thought she was just curious, maybe looking for ideas. Then, 3 weeks before my final payment was due, I got a call from the venue coordinator. "Hi, we need to talk about your booking." My heart dropped. She explained that there had been a scheduling conflict and that another bride had claimed she booked the date first. They were offering me a refund and helping me find another venue. I was devastated. But something felt off. I asked who the other bride was. The coordinator hesitated. Then she said, "I can't disclose that information, but she has the same last name as you." It was Emma. The discovery. I immediately called Emma. She didn't pick up. I called my parents. They said I was overreacting and that it must be a coincidence. But I knew better. I logged into my email and found the original contract. Then I did some digging on the venue's website. Sure enough, there was Emma's wedding date listed. My original date. She had somehow convinced the venue that she had booked first. She used the information I gave her, contacted them directly, and lied about the timeline. When I confronted her, she played innocent. "It's not my fault they made a mistake. Maybe you should have paid faster." My parents sided with her. They said I was being jealous and causing drama. They even suggested I should be the bigger person and just find another venue. I was furious, but I didn't show it. I smiled, congratulated her, and said I'd find somewhere else. But I was planning something. I hired a lawyer and got copies of all my original contracts and emails with timestamps. I had proof that I booked first, proof of my deposit, and proof of every conversation I had with the venue. Then I waited. Emma's wedding was in 6 months. She invited me, of course, probably expecting me to decline. But I RSVP'd yes with a +1. I spent those 6 months being the perfect supportive sister. I went to her dress fittings, helped with decorations, even threw her a bridal shower. She thought she had won. The day of Emma's wedding arrived. It was at my venue, the one I had dreamed about. But I wasn't bitter anymore. I was ready. The ceremony was beautiful. Emma looked stunning. Everyone was happy. Then came the reception. Halfway through dinner, the maid of honor gave her speech, then the best man. Then the DJ asked if anyone else wanted to say a few words. I stood up. "I'd love to say something about my sister." Emma smiled at me from the head table. My parents looked nervous but proud. I walked up to the microphone. "Emma and I have always had a complicated relationship," I started. "But I've always tried to support her, even when things were difficult." I pulled out my phone. 6 months ago, Emma and I were both planning weddings. We were so excited. But then something happened that I think everyone here should know about. Emma's face went pale. This venue, this beautiful venue we're in right now, was originally my wedding venue. I booked it a year ago. I have the contracts, the emails, and the receipts to prove it. I pulled up the documents on the projector screen behind me. But 3 weeks before my final payment, Emma contacted the venue, lied about when she booked, and stole my date. She used the information I gave her in confidence and took the venue out from under me. The room was silent. My parents told me to be the bigger person, to let it go. So I did. I found another venue. I moved on. And I came here today to celebrate Emma's special day. I smiled at her. But I also came here to make sure everyone knows exactly who they're celebrating. I showed the screenshots, the emails, the timeline, everything. So congratulations, Emma. You got your dream wedding at my dream venue. I hope it was worth it. I put the microphone down and walked out. The wedding was ruined. Half the guests left early. My parents tried calling me, but I didn't answer. Emma called me crying 2 days later, saying I humiliated her and ruined the happiest day of her life. I told her she did that to herself. My parents are furious with me. They're saying I'm vindictive and cruel. But you know what? I don't care. I got married 3 months later at a venue that was even more beautiful than the original. And Emma wasn't invited. Some people are saying I went too far, that I should have handled it privately, but honestly, she took something precious from me and faced no consequences. I just made sure everyone knew the truth. So, Reddit, am I the jerk? Let me know in the comments what you think. And if you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like and subscribe for more revenge stories just like this one.